Oi pal, get yourself ready, because today's video is stacked with transfer drama, homecomings, and a big decision looming over one defender's future at Celtic Park. First up, Josh Doig's back on the radar, and there's even chat of a Kristoffer Ajer return to paradise. Imagine that reunion under Rodgers. Then we dive into the our Scottish left-backs. Celtic are actively targeting Dust to back up KT. It's a proper shortlist, and the competition's heating up. And finally, the biggest story today. A Celtic center-back is being backed to leave, despite doing pretty well when called upon. But is Rodgers just not having him? So make sure you stick around to the end. That last update is the one that could really shake up the squad. Hit the like button, I'll smash that subscribe, and let's get this video in front of every Celtic Daft fan on YouTube. Let's get into it. Hail, hail! Right, pal. You might want to sit down for this one. We've got movement. Real movement. It's like transfer bingo down at Lennoxtown and all the cards are starting to line up. So let's start with Josh Doig. Remember him? The Hibs lad with legs like tree trunks and an engine that just doesn't quit. He left Leith for Verona a couple of seasons back. Looked like the real deal in Serie A. Then went to Sassuolo for around 5 million quid. And now, after helping them straight back up from Serie B, guess who's sniffing around again? That's right, our Celtic. Now, we've been linked with Doig for years, like that ex you keep bumping into at the Barra, but this time there's talk of actual interest again. With left back being a bit of a revolving door lately, and KT's fitness being about as reliable as a Rangers trophy parade, Doig could be just the right fit to bring stability and proper intent down that flank. But here's where it gets spicy. Out of nowhere, Kristoffer Ajer's name is back in the mix. The big man's been told to pack his bags by Norway's boss after a stuttering season at Brentford, and with Thomas Frank possibly on his way to Spurs, Ajer could be on the move. Now, I don't need to remind you what this lad did at Parkhead. 9 major trophies. Absolute warrior. And let's not forget, he made his breakthrough under Rodgers. If Ajer becomes available, should we go get him back? And just to make things interesting, Celtic are keeping tabs on Lennon Miller, the Motherwell midfield whiz kid, with bids already knocked back from the continent. So here's what I'm dying to know, and I want your take on this. If you had to pick one to bring back to Parkhead, would you go for Josh Doig to lock down the left side for years to come? Or would you roll the dice on big Chris Ajer and give him one more? Dance under the lights at Paradise? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like if you love a proper transfer rumor, and make sure you're subscribed, because these stories are far from over, and I'll be right here with the latest. Hail, hail, and watch this space. Right, pal. Let's talk left backs, because Celtic are on the hunt, and the shortlist's got tartan written all over it, with Greg Taylor looking like he's packing his bags, and officially back in the hoops. And let's be honest, no one's shifting him when fit. It's clear we're now after depth, not drama, on that flank. And guess what? 2 Scottish lads are at the top of the list, James Penrice and Josh Doig. Let's start with Penrice. Now, he's not the flashiest name out there, but the boy had a cracking season at Tynecastle. Walked away with Fans and Players Player of the Year at Hearts, made the PFA Team of the Year, and at 26, he's finally come into his own. Late bloomer? Maybe. But reliable, consistent, and knows the league inside out. You know what you're getting. Doesn't make headlines, but doesn't make mistakes either. Sometimes that's exactly what you need. Then there's Josh Doig. You already know. The former Hibs flyer who went off to Italy, bossed it at Verona, and now finds himself at Sassuolo, helping them back into Serie A. He's young, he's quick, and he's attracting glances from Juventus, which tells you plenty about his ceiling. So let me throw one at you, straight from the Celtic dugout. Would you rather bring in a reliable Scottish pro like Penrice, who knows his role and gives us solid cover, or go bold with Doig, even if it means dealing with interest from Juventus and a player who might not fancy second fiddle behind KT? Hit like if you love a proper left-back debate, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because with Tierney back and Taylor on the way out, This battle for the backup shirt is just getting started. Hail, hail! Right. Here's one that's been bubbling under for a while now, and it looks like MAIK NAWROCKI might be the next man out the door at Paradise, signed for £4.3 million. From Legia Warsaw just last summer, the Polish center-half arrived with a bit of buzz around him. And to be fair, when he's played, he's not looked out of place. He's done pretty well, especially when you consider 2 of his rare starts came in Glasgow derbies, and the lad held his own. Not easy when there's a full orchestra of whinging coming from the Ibrox end. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter how tidy you look in the odd game if the gaffer's not picking you. Brendan clearly doesn't fancy him. And with Carter Vickers, Scales, and Trusty all rotating in and out this season, NAWROCKI's barely had a sniff. Just 12 starts, and just over 1,000 minutes got across the whole campaign. That's not a career. That's a holding pattern. Jim Duffy's had his say, reckons the lad's got a potential, but it's probably best for both sides if he moves on. It's not even that he's been bad. He's just not part of the plan. And every minute he spends on the bench is a minute someone else could be getting blooded or a Mebobi transfer fee that could be reinvested into a defender Rodgers actually wants to use. So here's the tough one, mate, and I know you've probably got feelings on this. Would you cash in on NAWROCKI now, cut the losses, and free up space in the squad? Or do you give him one more season to prove himself under Rodgers? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Give it a like if you think the big man deserved more chances, and don't forget to subscribe, because summer's only just warming up, and we've got plenty more ins and outs to cover. Hail, hail!